Welcome. So beginners, right? I'm going to promise you something. I'm going to ask that you give me about 20 odd minutes of your time today. And in return, I promise that I'm going to save you easily 6 months of anguish. All right? I wish I had that option when I started. My name's Ray, and I tried twice to teach myself how to play guitar. Both times I quit after about a year for various reasons, right? The third time, I scrapped everything that I would see on these YouTube videos or what people were trying to tell me to do and everything, and I took a different approach. And that's the approach that I'm going to explain to you in detail right now that got me from playing a few chords to my first song, and then multiple songs after that in no time. In fact, my ascent was so quick that people honestly used to say they hadn't seen me for a few weeks and they'd go, "Oh my God, are you ever getting good? Like, what are you doing?" And it was really noticeable, right? Okay, and I didn't do anything. There was no gimmicks. There was no hidden cheat code or any special link that I downloaded or anything like that. And in this video, I'm going to outline what I did and what I propose that you do to get you from the guitar store to your first song in as little time as possible. All right, here we go. We're going to break this into parts, and part one I call boot camp. All right, what is boot camp? Well, that's what I refer to the initial phase of learning your guitar. So just like if you were drafted into the military, you don't just go get on a boat and go and fight. You have to learn the skills. You've got to learn about the weapons that you're going to carry. You've got to learn all the tactical training, and that's called boot camp. So you're actually learning and acquiring skills that are going to help you learn a little more down the road, and that's what we're doing with the guitar. So the first thing we need to do is fret our chords and strum them, okay? Now, what I recommend doing is we're going to learn 3 chords from the same key. Now, there are 3 keys that have 3 chords in them that I would like you to eventually learn. You can learn whichever one you want first. I started with the key of G, right? And that is G, C, and D. G, C, and D. And the reason I did that was, first of all, there's no bar chords there. Secondly, there are thousands and thousands of songs in all kinds of genres that I could play the moment that I could put these 3 chords together, right? Now, some of those songs are campfire songs, you know, row, row, row your boat and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of those songs are top 40s from anywhere from the 60s to present day. Okay? So you're going to get a mix, classic rock, country, Americana, indie stuff. You're going to get all kinds of genres that use those 3 chords as the base of the song. So when we start out, okay, there are multiple ways that we can accomplish this, but the end of the day, we've got to start playing our chords seamlessly together. Now, the only tip I have, it's okay the first few times, all right, to go to the C, look, make sure everything's right, and then do your 4. And then stop and go back to the G and do your 4. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But within no time, we need to push this hand. And what I mean by that is, if we stop this hand in order that we can rejig everything, and we do that too often, we're going to develop a habit of doing that. And we don't want that. We want this hand and this hand to be working seamlessly together, right? And in order to do that, we got to build the motor skills between the two. So what I recommend is, if you're playing your first chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, change. If you're not there yet, keep this hand going. 1, 2, 3, 4, to the D, to the G. And you're not there yet, keep that hand going until you're there. Okay? This forces this hand to stay up and keep in touch with this hand. And it might seem a little trivial now, but believe me, it'll pay off later. So what we're going to do now is I'm basically leaving you alone. Now you have the next few days, few weeks, a couple of months to hone these three. This is all you got to worry about. As soon as you can put at least two of those chords together, so if you can do something like G, D, okay, now I want you to start paying attention, something I didn't do, to your right hand, and make sure that your right hand, you're thinking about it, okay? Now you can still do your downs, but we want to add at some point an up. When you're comfortable, do some downs, because this is like patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. At first it's a little awkward, right? Because you just got used to doing this, and now that you got to come up, and it's a little weird, but only for a little while, okay? Let's add every 4, let's add an up, okay? Now as you get more comfortable, let's add 2 ups. Now at this point, you notice everything is loud and brash, and it will be that way. Your strumming will be loud, and it will not be very pretty for quite some time, because we have to work on things like the touch. And we cannot do that while our brain is still worried about the left hand. So we got to get that left hand working those 3 chords as soon as we can. Now, when we do that, when we can sit there and play, even if it's all down, all right, when we can get to that point, now we can start adding those strumming patterns, okay? Now, when you Google a song, it usually gives you a suggested strumming patterns. There are all kinds of them out there. Some of them are tried, tested, and true, and others are, well, they're kind of, maybe they don't fit. And more importantly, as you get comfortable and you move further down in your journey, you're going to be making your own strumming patterns. But to get you started, absolutely, here's a couple for you, all right? So this one here is for, I use this with those long chord progressions that have maybe 8 beats or more per chord. And that would be this one. Down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up. And then, of course, you change on the down. Down, 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 up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, 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 right? That one I like to use, again, when there's a lot of beats, a lot of measures in one chord. And then the other staple would be something like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. This is probably my go-to. Whenever I'm trying to figure something out, I start here. Okay? So now we can add that with down, 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 or down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Now already we have a pretty good arsenal of strumming patterns. Now when you put your strumming patterns together with those 3 open chords, and you start to polish that, you'll become smooth. You'll start sounding good, and you will notice a difference in how those chords sound. Now, we can start playing songs. All right, now, playing songs. All we need to do now is find the songs that carry the key or the chords that we've just taken the time to learn. So we've concentrated on G, C, D. So there's all kinds of them, right? Gonna take a freight train down at the station, Lord. Ba, 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 da, da, da. Now, if for some reason you chose to learn maybe D-A-G, right? Well, don't worry. All you're going to do is you're going to Google songs with the chords D-A-G, and you might get something like this. And there's all kinds of more like that, right? Or maybe you went the E-A-D route. Okay, no problem. Well, we're big rock singers, golden fingers, and we're loved everywhere that we go. We sing about beauty and we sing about truth, but then, right? Okay, so there's songs everywhere, no matter which set of 3 chords you decided to learn. Now, having said that, at this point, this is where it just takes a lot of practice, a lot of touch and feel, a lot of experimenting with those strumming patterns that we just learned to go along with the 3 chords that you know, right? Now, you're going to find when you start Googling songs, yeah, you're going to see a lot of GCD songs, and you're going to see a lot of AED songs and DAGs and all that kind of stuff. But you're also going to see songs, while those are the 3 main chords, there's going to be other chords like E minor and A minor. Okay, so look, once the whole philosophy of learning this way is to build, again, that guitar foundation. And once you have that guitar foundation, learning an extra chord, a support chord as it were, it's pretty simple because you're getting confident, you're getting smooth. These 2 hands are working together, and it only proves that the better it's nothing to do with musical ability at this point. We haven't used any music theory. We haven't needed to know what keys are or chords are, right? Remember that, it's so important. What we're relying on right now is strictly muscle memory, motor skills working together. And Google tells us to play a G, a D, and a C, so we pull out our G, C, D, polish it up, and now we're rocking. We don't need any theory whatsoever, okay? Now, we'll call these other chords accompanying chords, and the 2 that I'm going to suggest is E minor and A minor, and you're going to see these start popping up. Now, all of a sudden, we're in the realm of 4 chord songs. So now we're into things like right? Or maybe something like things like that. 29 years in my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope. So everything will work the same, whether we use 3 chords, 2 chords, 4 chords. And what's going to make it sound like music? It's not any guitar theory that we know. It is the way we practice and polish these chords. So now we're playing songs. Now we can go to these open mics. I used to go to an open mic with 2 songs, both with the same chords. One had 3 in it and one had 4. And people thought, hey, good job, man. People thought I was a good guitar player. I didn't have the heart to tell them, I only know 4 chords, and those are the only 2 songs I know. Well, because who has to know that, right? Okay, so remember, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Build your confidence, because what happened with me over 2 years is when I look back at it, all I was doing was learning. I was a beginner every day for 2 years. And every day I couldn't play smooth, I couldn't sound really good, my hands were sore with trying to play the bar chords and learn all that. And at the end of the day, it was just miserable. And nobody wants to do something every day that you're miserable at, that you're no good at. So by building a guitar foundation of 3 open chords, slowly add your 4th and your 5th and your 6th. And remember, your goal is to learn all 8 beginners' open chords before you even think of going anywhere else. You learn your 8 open chords. You start dissecting them to put into different songs. You play those in chord progressions in the different songs. You build your song repertoire. And every day that you do this, you're still working on that guitar foundation. It's getting better and better, and you're getting more confident, more confident, more confident, and a better guitar player and a better guitar player. And all of a sudden, you can turn around and say, I'm not a beginner anymore. And then, and only then, should you entertain more difficult things like bar chords, power chords, scales, triads, and all that kind of stuff. All right, I hope this helps. Go through my library. If you think I can help you, please hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot. I recently found that I think it's like 70% of people that watch my videos aren't subscribers. Maybe if you could just take a second to hit that subscribe button, and also tell me about your journey. Where are you in your journey? What worked for you? What didn't, right? Tell me all that stuff, and also so that others that watch these videos can also learn from you as well. All right, remember, you got all summer now to polish those skills. Join me every Thursday at 3 o'clock North American time for the big guitar show. Bring your questions, bring your comments, or just sit and watch for a while. But more importantly, bring your guitar too. That would help. And remember, there's only one way to get better. Play your guitar.